Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wondered why only 2% of people achieve their dreams while the rest simply watch from the sidelines? Is it luck? Is it privilege? No, it's something much deeper. It's about mindset, resilience, and the courage to embrace failure as fuel for success. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent. It is the ability to persist when the odds are against them. It is the refusal to accept defeat, even when everything falls apart. The 98% who don't succeed often give up too soon. They fear failure, they fear judgment, and worst of all, they fear stepping out of their comfort zones. But the 2%, they see failure as a stepping stone, rejection as redirection, and obstacles as opportunities. Success is not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you rise. The 2% rise every single time. Success is not a product of luck, privilege, or external circumstances. It is born from the way we think, perceive, and respond to life's challenges. The people who succeed in life, the rare 2%, do not possess superhuman abilities, nor are they born into perfect conditions. Instead, they cultivate a mindset that refuses to be defeated. It is their perspective, their unshakable belief in their ability to grow, that separates them from the 98% who remain stagnant. Everything starts in the mind. The way we interpret failure, setbacks, and even opportunities determines whether we move forward or stay stuck. Those who succeed believe in progress, not perfection. They do not fear failure because they see it as part of the journey, as a necessary step towards growth. The ones who don't succeed, on the other hand, allow their fears to control them. They fear judgment, they fear making mistakes, and they fear uncertainty. Instead of taking risks and learning from experience, they wait for the right moment, a moment that never comes. The difference between success and failure is not intelligence or resources, but mindset. A person with an average skill set, but a growth-oriented mindset will go further than someone with immense talent, but a limiting belief system. The 98% of people who never reach their true potential often believe that their abilities are fixed, that success is only for the lucky few, or that they are not capable of achieving greatness. This belief keeps them trapped in mediocrity, preventing them from taking the necessary actions to change their lives. They seek validation from others instead of building self-belief, and they remain in their comfort zones, afraid to challenge themselves. The 2% who succeed have an entirely different way of thinking. They know that every challenge is an opportunity to learn. They see rejection as redirection and obstacles as stepping stones. They are not afraid to start from the bottom, to struggle, to fail, and to try again, and to try again. They understand that setbacks do not define them. Their response to those setbacks does. When they hear no, they don't take it as a final answer, but as motivation to work harder. When they fail, they do not quit. They analyze what went wrong, make adjustments, and move forward with even greater determination. Another key aspect of their mindset is self-discipline. Success is not about motivation, it is about consistency. The 98% often rely on motivation, waiting to feel inspired before they take action. But the 2% know that motivation is fleeting, and that discipline is what drives real progress. They push themselves even when they don't feel like it. They wake up early to work on their goals. They invest in their growth, and they do what needs to be done regardless of how they feel. Most people let external circumstances dictate their actions. If they face a setback, they see it as a sign to give up. If they encounter resistance, they assume they are not meant to succeed. But the 2% don't allow circumstances to define their future. They know that success is built on effort, persistence, and an unbreakable belief in themselves. They do not wait for the perfect opportunity. They create it. They do not seek approval from others. They validate themselves. Another major difference is how successful people handle negativity. The 98% often allow criticism, doubt, and negativity from others to influence their decisions. They take failure personally and allow others' opinions to dictate their self-worth. But the 2% understand that criticism is inevitable, and that they cannot allow it to define their journey. They do not waste energy worrying about what others think. Instead, they focus on their purpose, their growth, and their long-term vision. The mindset of the 2% is built on resilience, determination, and an unwavering belief in possibilities. They know that success is not an overnight achievement, but a process that requires patience and perseverance. They embrace discomfort because they know that growth happens outside of comfort zones. They keep pushing forward, even when no one is watching, even when progress is slow, and even when the odds are against them. Success is never about external factors alone. It is not about luck, background, or resources. It is about the mindset that drives actions. The 2% understand this truth and shape their thinking to support their success. They do not wait for opportunities, they create them. They do not fear failure, they embrace it. They do not rely on motivation, they build discipline. And most importantly, they refuse to be controlled by fear, doubt, or external circumstances. At the end of the day, success is not just about what you do, it is about how you think. Mindset is the foundation upon which every great achievement is built. Failure is often seen as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. It is associated with disappointment, embarrassment, and feelings of inadequacy. This perception is what holds back the 98% of people who never reach their full potential. They fear failure so much that they choose not to try at all. They remain in their comfort zones, preferring the illusion of safety over the possibility of growth. But the 2% who succeed see failure differently. They do not see it as a sign of weakness or incompetence, but as a necessary step on the journey to success. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of it. Every successful person has faced failure, often multiple times. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to it. The majority see failure as a roadblock, a reason to stop trying. They take it personally, allowing it to define their abilities and limit their future efforts. If they fail at something once, they assume they are not good enough, and instead of trying again, they retreat. But the 2% who achieve great things view failure as feedback. They do not see it as a dead end, but as a lesson. Every time they fail, they analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and try again with greater knowledge and experience. One of the biggest reasons people do not succeed is that they are too focused on immediate results. They want success to come easily and quickly, and when it doesn't, they give up. They assume that failure means they are not meant to succeed, that they are not talented or lucky enough. But success is never an overnight event. It is a process. The people who reach the top understand that setbacks are temporary, that every failure brings them one step closer to their goal. They do not expect things to be easy. They embrace the struggle because they know it is part of the journey. Fear of failure is what stops most people from even trying. They are so afraid of looking foolish, of being judged by others, that they choose to remain where they are rather than risk falling short. But the 2% do not let fear control them. They understand that failure is not something to be ashamed of, but something to be proud of. It means they are taking action, pushing boundaries, and moving forward. They know that failure is proof of effort, and effort is what leads to success. Another important factor is resilience. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never quit. They get knocked down just as much as everyone else, sometimes even more, but they keep getting back up. They refuse to let failure define them or dictate their future. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, they focus on what they can do better next time. They develop the ability to bounce back stronger, and this resilience is what ultimately sets them apart. Most people give up too soon. They try something once, twice, maybe even 3 times, but the moment things get difficult, they stop. They assume that if they were truly meant to succeed, it would have happened by now. But the truth is, success is often just beyond the point where most people quit. The 2% who achieve their dreams understand this. They know that every failure is a step closer to success, that persistence is the key. They keep going even when it seems like nothing is working because they trust the process. They understand that every great success story is built on a foundation of failures. Another crucial difference is perspective. The 98% view failure as an endpoint, while the 2% see it as a stepping stone. They reframe their thinking, choosing to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as reasons to give up. They do not let temporary setbacks shake their belief in themselves or their abilities. Instead, they use failure as motivation. Each time they fall, they rise with more knowledge, more experience, and more determination. Many people let past failures dictate their future actions. They carry the weight of past mistakes, allowing them to shape their identity and limit their ambitions. But the 2% do not dwell on past failures. They learn from them, but they do not let them define their potential. They know that just because they failed before does not mean they will fail again. They separate failure from identity, understanding that failing at something does not make them a failure. It simply means they are on the path to growth. Successful people also understand that failure is temporary. No failure is final unless you allow it to be. They refuse to let a single setback stop them from pursuing their dreams. They remind themselves that failure is just a moment, not a permanent state. They do not let it discourage them or make them question their worth. Instead, they use it as fuel to push even harder, to refine their approach, and to come back stronger. At the heart of it all is persistence. The reason the 2% succeed while the 98% do not is that they keep going when others stop. They trust that every failure is a lesson, that every setback is a set-up for a comeback. They do not wait for perfect conditions or guaranteed success. They take risks, knowing that failure is part of the process. And because they are willing to fail, they are also the ones who ultimately succeed. Resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It is the ability to keep going, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to push forward no matter how many times life knocks you down. The people who succeed, the 2%, are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to stay down when they do. They face the same hardships, setbacks, and disappointments as everyone else. But instead of letting those obstacles break them, they use them as stepping stones. They understand that resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about having the strength to endure them and emerge stronger. Most people, the 98%, struggle to succeed because they let challenges defeat them. They encounter difficulties and assume it means they are not meant to achieve their goals. They face rejection and take it as a personal failure rather than as an opportunity to improve. When things do not go as planned, they become discouraged and start believing that success is out of their reach. But the reality is that every successful person has faced countless failures before reaching their destination. The difference is that they did not let those failures define them. Instead, they used them to build resilience, to develop the strength and determination needed to keep going. Resilience is not about being unbreakable. It is about being able to rebuild yourself after every setback. Life will test everyone, and those who succeed are the ones who refuse to give up. They do not allow challenges to shake their belief in themselves. They understand that hardships are temporary, and that the only way to truly fail is to stop trying. Every great success story is built on a foundation of perseverance. The people who achieve great things are the ones who keep pushing forward, even when the odds are against them. They do not let temporary failures turn into permanent defeats. One of the biggest obstacles to success is the tendency to dwell on problems instead of seeking solutions. The 98% often focus on what went wrong, allowing setbacks to consume them emotionally. They become stuck in self-doubt and negative thinking, convincing themselves that they are not capable of overcoming their struggles. But the 2% take a different approach. Instead of wasting time feeling sorry for themselves, they immediately start looking for ways to move forward. They shift their focus from the problem to the solution, from what went wrong to what can be done next. This mindset is what allows them to keep going when others would quit. Another critical factor in resilience is adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and no journey to success is ever smooth. Plans fail, unexpected challenges arise, and things often do not go as expected. The people who succeed are the ones who are able to adapt and adjust their approach. They do not resist change, they embrace it. Instead of becoming frustrated when things do not go their way, they find new ways to move forward. They understand that setbacks are not roadblocks, but detours leading to new opportunities. The ability to adapt is what allows them to turn failures into successes and obstacles into stepping stones. Resilience is also built through emotional strength. The 2% do not allow negative emotions to control them. They experience disappointment, frustration, and doubt like everyone else, but they do not let those emotions dictate their actions. They have the ability to manage stress, stay focused, and maintain their determination even in the most difficult situations. This emotional control is what allows them to keep pushing forward, even when everything seems to be working against them. They do not waste time feeling defeated. Instead, They channel their energy into finding solutions and continuing their journey. Another reason why resilience is key to success is that it creates a mindset of growth. The people who achieve great things do not see setbacks as failures. They see them as lessons. Every challenge, every rejection, every mistake is an opportunity to learn and improve. They do not fear obstacles because they understand that overcoming them is what makes them stronger. They do not let failure discourage them because they know that every failure brings them one step closer to success. This growth-oriented mindset allows them to keep moving forward, no matter how many times they fall. One of the greatest strengths of resilient people is their ability to stay committed to their goals. The 98% often give up when things get tough, assuming that their dreams are out of reach. But the 2% remain dedicated, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. They do not let temporary hardships make them forget why they started. They have a deep sense of purpose and a vision for their future that keeps them motivated. Even when faced with obstacles, they remind themselves of their goals and continue to push forward. Resilience is not something people are born with, it is something they develop. The 2% who succeed do not have an easier path than anyone else. They face rejection, failure, and hardships just like everyone else. The difference is that they do not allow those difficulties to stop them. They develop resilience by constantly challenging themselves, by refusing to give up, and by learning from every setback. They build the mental and emotional strength needed to keep going, no matter how hard the journey becomes. At its core, resilience is the ability to keep moving forward despite obstacles. It is the refusal to be defined by failure, the determination to rise after every fall, and the courage to keep going even when everything seems impossible. Those who succeed are not the ones who never face challenges. They are the ones who never stop fighting for their dreams. One of the biggest reasons why 98% of people never reach their full potential is that they are trapped in their comfort zones. The comfort zone is a place of safety, predictability, and familiarity. It feels warm, secure, and risk-free. But while it may provide temporary ease, it is also the place where dreams die. The 2% who succeed in life understand a simple truth. Growth does not happen in comfort. Success requires discomfort, uncertainty, and the courage to step into the unknown. Most people stay in their comfort zones because they fear failure. They do not want to take risks because they are afraid of making mistakes, looking foolish, or facing rejection. They settle for what is easy and familiar rather than pushing themselves toward what is possible. They choose routines that do not challenge them, jobs that do not excite them, and lives that feel safe but unfulfilling. They convince themselves that they are happy with what they have, but deep down, they know they are capable of more. The problem is that they are unwilling to endure the discomfort required to achieve it. The 2% who succeed refuse to let fear control their decisions. They understand that stepping out of their comfort zone is the only way to grow. They do things that scare them, take risks even when they are uncertain, and challenge themselves in ways that force them to evolve. They do not wait until they feel ready, because they know that waiting for the perfect moment is an illusion. Growth happens in the struggle, in the moments of fear and uncertainty, when they push beyond what feels safe. Comfort zones are deceptive because they create the illusion of stability. People believe that staying where they are will protect them from failure and disappointment. But in reality, staying in the comfort zone is the biggest risk of all. It guarantees stagnation. It guarantees missed opportunities. It guarantees a life filled with regret. Those who refuse to leave their comfort zones end up watching others achieve success while they remain stuck in the same place year after year. They look back and wonder what could have been if only they had taken a chance. The truth is, every person who has ever achieved something great has had to step into discomfort. Every successful entrepreneur had to take the risk of failure. Every athlete had to push past physical and mental limits. Every artist had to put their work out into the world, knowing that it might be criticized or rejected. No one who has ever done something extraordinary has done it from a place of comfort. Growth is painful, but it is necessary. The 98% of people who do not succeed often tell themselves that they will step out of their comfort zones. Someday, they wait for the right time, the perfect circumstances, or the moment when they feel ready. But that moment never comes. There will always be excuses. There will always be reasons to stay where it is safe. The 2% who succeed do not wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They take action despite the fear, despite the discomfort, despite the uncertainty. They know that the only way to move forward is to step into the unknown. One of the biggest reasons people avoid discomfort is because they fear judgment. They worry about what others will think if they fail, if they struggle, or if they take a different path. But the truth is, the people who judge are usually the ones who are too afraid to take risks themselves. The 2% who succeed do not waste time seeking approval from others. They focus on their own goals, their own growth, and their own journey. They understand that other people's opinions do not define their potential. Another reason people stay in their comfort zones is that they underestimate their own capabilities. They assume that they are not strong enough, not talented enough, or not smart enough to handle challenges. But the only way to discover what they are truly capable of is by pushing their limits. The 2% who succeed know that growth is uncomfortable but necessary. They embrace the discomfort because they understand that every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. They take on challenges not because they are fearless, but because they know that fear is a sign of growth. Leaving the comfort zone is not easy, but it is essential. It means trying new things even when they feel difficult. It means failing and getting back up again. It means learning new skills, meeting new people, and putting oneself in situations that force personal development. The people who succeed in life are the ones who are willing to be uncomfortable. They do not run from difficult experiences. They embrace them. They understand that every struggle, every failure, and every moment of uncertainty is part of the journey to success. Those who refuse to leave their comfort zones often convince themselves that they are content. They tell themselves that they do not need more, that they are fine where they are. But deep down, they know they are settling. They know that they have dreams they are not pursuing, goals they are not chasing, and potential they are not fulfilling. The only way to break free from this cycle is to take action, to do the things that feel uncomfortable, and to embrace the uncertainty that comes with growth. The people who succeed in life are not necessarily the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. They are simply the ones who have the courage to step into discomfort. They are the ones who are willing to risk failure, to face rejection, and to push themselves beyond their perceived limits. They understand that comfort zones may feel safe, but they also keep people stuck. They know that real success lies on the other side of fear, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to get there. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to one critical factor: self-belief. The 2% who achieve greatness understand that success begins in the mind. They know that before they can accomplish anything in the outside world, they must first believe in themselves. They hold an unshakable conviction that they are capable of achieving their dreams, even when faced with challenges, failures, and doubt. On the other hand, the 98% who do not succeed allow self-doubt to hold them back. They question their abilities, hesitate to take risks, and ultimately talk themselves out of their own potential. Self-belief is not about arrogance or blind optimism. It is about having confidence in one's ability to learn, grow, and overcome obstacles. The people who succeed are not necessarily born with exceptional talent or intelligence, but they possess an inner drive that keeps them moving forward. They trust that they have what it takes to figure things out, even if they do not have all the answers at the start. They do not wait for external validation, they create their own. They do not rely on others to tell them they are good enough. They decide for themselves. This mindset is what allows them to take action, persist through difficulties, and ultimately achieve their goals. The 98% of people who do not reach their full potential often struggle with self-doubt. They tell themselves stories about why they cannot succeed. Stories about not being smart enough, talented enough, or lucky enough. They look at successful people and assume that they were born with something special, something they themselves do not have. But the truth is, the only real difference is mindset. The people who succeed are not free from fear or insecurity. They simply refuse to let those feelings stop them. They replace self-doubt with self-belief and take action even when they are afraid. One of the greatest killers of success is the fear of failure. Many people hesitate to pursue their dreams because they worry about what will happen if they fail. They are afraid of embarrassment, judgment, and disappointment. This fear keeps them stuck in place, preventing them from even trying. But the 2% who succeed understand that failure is not a reflection of their worth or potential. It is simply part of the process. They know that failure is temporary and that it provides valuable lessons. Instead of letting fear hold them back, they use it as fuel to keep pushing forward. Another key element of self-belief is the ability to silence negative voices, both internal and external. The world is full of people who will doubt, criticize, and discourage. The 98% allow these voices to shape their beliefs about themselves, letting negativity dictate their actions. But the 2% refuse to give others that power. They understand that no one else's opinion matters more than their own. They do not seek approval from those who have never walked their path. They surround themselves with positive influences and protect their mindset from negativity. They choose to believe in themselves even when no one else does. Self-belief is also closely tied to perseverance. The people who succeed in life are the ones who keep going despite challenges and setbacks. They do not give up at the first sign of difficulty because they trust their ability to find solutions. They understand that success is not instant. It is the result of consistent effort, resilience, and patience. The 98% often give up too soon because they expect immediate results. When things do not go as planned, they assume they are not meant to succeed and walk away. But the 2% know that persistence is key. They keep working, learning, and improving until they reach their goals. One of the biggest obstacles to self-belief is comparison. Many people fail to achieve success because they constantly compare themselves to others. They see someone else's achievements and assume they are not good enough because they have not reached the same level. But the 2% understand that comparison is a trap. They do not waste time measuring their progress against others. Instead, they focus on their own journey, knowing that everyone moves at their own pace. They celebrate their small wins and recognize that success is a personal journey, not a race. Self-belief also requires taking responsibility. The 98% often blame circumstances, luck, or other people for their lack of success. They believe that external factors control their fate, which leads to a passive approach to life. But the 2% take full responsibility for their actions, decisions, and outcomes. They understand that while they cannot control everything, they can control their effort, attitude, and mindset. They do not make excuses. They make things happen. Another important aspect of self-belief is the ability to see potential where others see limitations. Many people allow their past failures, struggles, or hardships to define their future. They convince themselves that because they have failed before, they will fail again. But the 2% do not let their past dictate their future. They believe that no matter where they come from or what they have been through, they have the power to create a better life. They focus on their strengths instead of their weaknesses. They choose to see possibilities instead of limitations. At the core of success is a deep belief in one's own worth and ability. The 2% know that confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build through action. They take risks, make mistakes, and grow stronger with each challenge. They do not wait for someone to give them permission to succeed. They give it to themselves. They understand that the only thing standing between them and their goals is their mindset. And because they believe in themselves, they make success a reality. The difference between the 2% who succeed and the 98% who don't is not luck, talent, or privilege. It is mindset, resilience, and the willingness to take action despite fear and uncertainty. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who is willing to embrace discomfort, persist through challenges, and believe in themselves even when no one else does. The journey to success is not easy. It demands sacrifices, discipline, and an unshakable commitment to growth. Those who succeed do not wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They do not fear failure. They learn from it. They do not seek comfort. They seek progress. They refuse to let circumstances define them. And instead, they take full control of their own destiny. While the 98% remain stuck in doubt, fear, and hesitation, the 2% take risks, push their limits, and refuse to settle for mediocrity. The choice is clear. Stay within the comfort zone and watch dreams fade, or step into discomfort and build the life you truly desire. Success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. And the question remains, will you choose to be part of the 2%?